Morning coffee with TALTOA. How you doing this morning? TGIF. My name is Mike. It is May 12th. And yeah, I know we're getting later with these, and there's kind of a reason for that. We've been swamped. We've been busy. We got a lot of new clients coming in. Matter of fact, if you like, check us out. Thinking about becoming a freight broker agent. Maybe you're a trucking company. This is going to concern you in a minute. Yeah, check us out. TALTOA.com. We have a lot of packages that will help you get started as a broker agent. If you're thinking about getting your own authority or you have your own authority, we have training and consulting packages available. Our packages, if you want to be an agent starting out, we have guaranteed placement. You can enter our mentorship program. That's where you can work as a freight broker agent through us under our licensed brokerage. That gives you the opportunity to start getting experience. Start building that customer base. Get the idea? All right, morning coffee with TALTOA. This morning we're going to be focused on rates. Specifically, truck rates, the rates that a broker pays the truck. You know, I read a lot. I do my best to keeping up with what's happening in the trucking transportation industry, freight brokers and such. I watch a lot of videos. I pay attention. And I came across something yesterday. They were talking about truck rates and how a truck feels jilted because they didn't get paid as much as they thought to, or they thought they should rather, once they found out how much the broker made on the load. And, well, there's mixed feelings on that, but let's break it down a minute. Here's an example. The broker got paid $1,500 from the customer, their customer, to move the load from point A to point B. A truck agreed to move the load for $1,000. Everything was all good until the trucking company found out that the broker got paid $1,500. And then things started to unravel. The trucking company felt like they got jilted, like the broker ripped them off, just totally ripped them off. Now let's back up a little bit. First of all, nobody ripped anybody off. If the broker was paid $1,500 and the truck agreed to move the load for $1,000, then the trucking company, they only have themselves to blame. They're the ones that said yes, they'd take the load for $1,000. It doesn't matter if the broker was paid $1 million to move the load. Now, of course, tongue in cheek, the $1 million parts, but you get the idea. If you agree to move the load for $1,000, you have no right to be upset. That's what you agreed to do it for. Part of the problem is a lot of these small carriers, they believe that a broker just sits around and does nothing all day. Understand that customer had to be cultivated. That customer didn't come to them overnight. They had to go out, they had to make calls, had to build relationships. They had to work to get where they were with that customer, just like a trucking company would. There's a lot of time and investment put into creating a new customer. There's a relationship to build. So if you're thinking the broker doesn't deserve to make $500 on a load, you don't know what happened before that $500 was made, how to get up to that point to where they could make $500. And again, it doesn't matter what the broker made. If the trucking company agreed to move the load for whatever amount the broker was paying, there's nothing there to complain about. Now, I understand where this is coming from. I totally understand. But as a trucking company, I find this more with the smaller trucking companies than any other trucking company, is if you don't know what it costs you per mile to move your truck down the road, you have no idea if you're making money on a load or not. Oh, you can guess, but until you've got an idea what that truck is costing you to move that truck 1 mile down the road, then you're just out there shooting at whatever you can, hoping you hit something. And you can't do that. You're a business, and I know you understand this, but you're a business. Now, what do I mean by cost per mile? Okay, fuel's at what, $4 a mile right now. If your truck's, or $4 a gallon rather. If your truck's getting 7 miles a gallon, that means fuel alone is costing you 57 cents per mile. Now we talked about fuel surcharges. What's the average fuel surcharge? Right now, the average fuel surcharge is 49 cents per mile. So you see, fuel surcharge is not, on average, is not even covering a gallon of fuel. The fuel surcharge is not paying for your fuel. It's offsetting the cost, but it's not paying for it. That's what fuel surcharge is intended to do, offset. Not totally pay for it, but offset. Now, if you know it's going to take you $1, $1.50, $1.75, if it costs you $1, $1.50, $1.75 per mile to run that truck a mile down the road, then you know whatever rate you accept, you need to be paid more than that to be able to have a profit, to be able to show any type of a profit. And when you're doing these cost per miles, you got to take everything into consideration. Everything. Tires, insurance, road and fuel taxes, 2290s, maintenance, everything. You see what I mean? You've got to take all that into consideration and calculate what it's costing you per mile to run that truck down the road a mile, or run that truck a mile down the road. Until you know that number, you're going to feel bad. Now, the other thing too, if you are a trucking company, you must, especially today, you need to have and obtain your own customers that you deal with direct. You can't be working with a broker 100% of the times. Even a dispatch service, don't kid yourself. If you're dealing with a dispatch service, you're still in the same pickle because, okay, that dispatch service, and if you're using a dispatch service, ask them, where are they getting this load? 99.9% of the time, they're going to say the load board. The load board is full of loads that was posted there from brokers. So you're not only paying a commission to that broker. Put it this way, that same load I was talking about a moment ago, a broker, they got $1,500 from their customer. They paid the dispatch service, they agreed to pay $1,000. And if the dispatch service is taking 5%, 10%, that's anywhere from $50 to $100 more that's going to be taken off that load before you see a penny. You've got to get your own customers, and getting your own customers is not that difficult. You just got to be willing to sit down and make the calls. Well, I don't know how to do that, Mike. Well, that's what we do here at TALTOA. We can help you. It doesn't matter if you want to start out as a freight broker agent, if you're a trucking company trying to get your own brokerages, or your own customers rather. Maybe you haven't even thought about starting a brokerage, but believe me, you're going to be learning quite a bit, and you're going to create an additional stream of revenue if you had your own brokerage. And you don't need to go out here and get another authority and such, not yet. You can be an agent. By learning how to be a broker, you can actually learn how to get your own customers. And by having your own customers, you're going to make more money on your loads. You need to have your customer base around your base of operation. You know, if you got 2 or 3 trucks, you only need a couple, 2 or 3 customers. Probably keep you busy. What you're doing is picking up their outbound freight. We're going to call that head haul freight. So maybe you're a trucking company based in Atlanta and they got a load going to Dallas. Okay, you got a head haul out of Atlanta, you get to Dallas, now you're trying to get a back haul. That's when you're going to use a broker. Okay. They get you back to Atlanta so you can pick up another one of your customers' loads. That's the ideal situation. Eventually, what's going to happen eventually, if you have your own broker operation going, you're going to have an additional stream of revenue besides your carrier side. But you're going to be able to create customers all over the country. So over time, maybe you've got a customer in Dallas that maybe has a load coming back to Georgia. So now you're getting a head haul out and a head haul right back. Does that make sense? It's not going to happen every time, but you work toward that goal. This is why the major trucking companies all have brokerages. They call it brokering their excess freight, In other words, maybe you've got 3 customers, Maybe your truck's on the road, that your customer calls you, hey, I got this load, do you want it? Well, if you don't have a truck available, if you don't have the option to broker it, you're going to have to say no. But if you have the option to broker it, you say, well, I don't have a truck available, but I can get a truck for you. So you're still able to make money on that load. This is a great sideline. If you're a small trucking company, if you got family wanting to help out, maybe they already help out, this is a great way to get them more involved and get you more successful quicker. Check out our website. We have all kinds of opportunities up there that will help you out. TALTOA.com. Freight broker training, we got the freight broker services. We have services for freight brokerages. And these services up here, they are designed for those that are planning to start a freight brokerage down the road, next 3 to 6 months. And then we got packages for those wanting to start out as an agent. Now, what is the main difference? Well, with the freight brokerage package, the freight broker package, the consulting is designed for a brokerage, while the consulting for an agent, it's for an agent. An agent is one contracted to an existing freight broker working under their license. They're focused more on building their business, getting customers, moving loads. Whereas the freight broker, they're involved in every aspect of it. The freight broker packages, they all have our 12-month consulting. That's our standard consulting for a freight brokerage. Agents, you can be in the agent program for 3, 6, or 12 months, just whatever you choose. But they're available too. If you're a trucking company, you may want to start out as an agent. Check it out. We have all kinds of different packages available too. All right. Just going to wrap it up on this Friday TGIF. I hope I didn't step on too many toes, and I hope it made sense. If you'd like to discuss it, or if you find any packages you'd like to talk over, feel free to call me. 479-668-0838. Go have a good weekend. We'll talk to you soon.